Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Please take this moment now with helping me. Click here, subscribe. Next, click this bell. Next, ensure to click all. This helps you receive a notification when I posted my next videos. Next, click this thumbs up button after every time you watch my video. This pushes it up in the engagement ratings and means it will be suggested to more people, therefore is likely to get more views to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. I also have a Patreon page. Click show more. Scroll down. This link here, my Patreon, click on it. Select the membership. With this membership, you'll get access to all this information. Very good content. Wednesday, July 21st, 4:30 p.m. New York time. Happy hump day, fellow traders. If you don't know what that means, it means we're halfway through the week. Because for Wednesday, we're halfway through the week. You don't know what you don't know. Now you know. Don't play ignorant here. Wink, wink. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the markets. And it's only halfway through the week. We got currencies, commodities, the Faang stocks, stock equity indexes. They are acting whipsaw. So let's start at the US dollar index. What we have here is the top of a trend, inverted candle with the body on the bottom and the wick on top. It's not done yet, not till the close of Friday, but right now that's a bearish pin bar. So we're at a market top. It's rejecting $93. So does that mean the US dollar index is going to reverse and go down? Or is that a trigger? And then you wait for a follow through on the next candle. That's a trade idea, people. Looking at fixed income. What's fixed income? The bonds, the yields, the notes. So we're looking at the 30-year US bond. Same thing. Look at that. Top of a trend. Huge tail on top, small body on the bottom. Again, the week's not done yet, but this may be turning signal for the trend. And crude oil. Wow, look at this. It's on the opposite. Huge tail on the bottom, small body on top. So that would be a bullish pin bar. So maybe crude oil was oversold and it's time to be buying. Let's look at another commodity, gold. Well, gold is inside the range of last week. It's a yellow candle, small body, indecision. It's building a wedge. It's going to break out for the next trend. Again, these candles are not done yet to the close of Friday. So one would consider to wait till the close of Friday, see what happens, and then look for that reaction on the new candle that starts next Monday, really starts Sunday night. But you make your plan over the weekend if you're going to take a trade. So let's go on. We just looked at the commodities. Let's go look at the stock equity indexes. Oh, should point out something some people don't know, because there's a lot of disinformation being shared out there to the public by choice from the media and politicians. So here again, we're looking at each candles weekly. The US dollar index, this is the high of this year. Got it? And the high of last year was higher. So we're not above or below the high of last year. We're inside the range, trading inside the range of last year. If we look at a longer time frame, still with weeks, but over a 3-year time frame, got it? We really haven't had that much whipsaw trading range compared to last year. Huge difference. Looking at the 30-year bond as well too. This is the high of the year, this year. But we look at a 3-year period. Oops. There we go, 3-year period. a lot of whipsaw last year, and we are inside the range now from last year. Look at the crude oil. We are finally, just 3 weeks ago, did we break out the high of the past 3 years. The trading range is not as volatile as much as last year because it had a trend, minor pullback, and the trend continued. Showing you this because a lot of people don't even know what the highs are and saying a lot of disinformation intentionally to mislead people. Again, crude oil, here's the high for the year. Gold commodity, here's the high for the year. We're inside the range of this year. We haven't taken out the high or low this year, and we're inside the range of last year. Last year had a lot of whipsaw. All right, let's go on to the stock equity indexes. They're done because it's after 4 p.m. and the equity market's closed. So now we could go look at, here we go, all-time high for the year right here. And we're trading below that. And look at this green zone. That's a demand zone where buyers stepped in before. And we're trading back inside the range of last week. Yep. The whipsaw last year. And now the momentum's been upside on the S&P 500. The NASDAQ 100, here was the high of last week. And we're back inside that range of last week. The 3-year duration, record highs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, look how further back the high was. The high was back there. And we're back inside the range of last week. So have that huge tail there, body up there, inside this consolidation. We have a gap down here that has not been filled. That's the ocean, the pond, waiting for it. Think it's gonna do a high dive into that? Look at the 3-year duration. Again, the trend has been up. And now it's been a long consolidation there. Very interesting. That may be distribution. Smart money may be distribution, selling, institution, people that give their money for other people to manage. We'll see. Time will tell. That's why you look at my videos when I go on the individual sectors and break down what's going on. The Russell 2000. Well, here's the high for the year. Similar to the Dow, huge consolidation. But currently, we're back inside the range of last week. We came into this demand zone, this green demand zone, and buyers stepped in. But when we look at the 3 years, again, we're way above the high of last year. It was the high of last year, we're above there. But really, it hasn't been trending much. It's been mostly in consolidation. That's not leadership. The other equity indexes I showed you were the S&P, the NASDAQ. Looking at the Dow transports, here's the high for the year. And we've been trending lower than that, so we're still inside the range. Look at the last 3 years. Prior administration, it was much of a consolidation, not until that last year that it had whipsaw. And then this year, the trend has been upside with a pullback. And the last equity index, the Dow Utilities, which is heavily dividend related. People will buy the sector when they want to get dividends because these dividends typically pay the highest. So we are inside the range of last year. Here's the high of last year. Here's the low of last year. This is where we are, inside the range of last year, as well inside the range of this year. And look, here I labeled a demand zone, where in the past buyers stepped in. And the current candle for the week is inside. That means indecision for the traders. Let's go on to the next. The currency, the major currencies against the US dollar. Same thing, each candle is a week. And we're looking at the duration. So here's the high for the year of the euro. And now we're trading lower than the high. So this is giving strength to the euro against the US dollar when these prices are declining, because we're looking at the currency in the futures market. In the futures market, not the Forex market yet. And look at this, we're inside a demand zone where buyers stepped in the past. And now we have a till, making a pin bar. Again, it's not done for the week, but it may be a potential reversal. Next currency, Japanese yen. And look at that, inverse. It's been declining, giving strength to the yen against the US dollar. So right now, this candle is forming a bearish pin bar. It's also considered a stop hunt. Consider a bearish stop hunt because the location where it's at. Be interesting how this finishes the week and the month, the yen, because this consolidation phase is telling us a lot. Often after consolidation, you have a new trend. So if the trend goes higher, that would be giving strength to the yen, versus if it declines, it would be giving strength to US dollar. The British pound. It's been declining off the high for the year. That's giving strength to the US dollar. And this week we went into a demand zone. Huge tail went down, but now we're trading above it. So we're going to see if we reverse. If this goes higher, that's giving strength to the pound and weaker for the dollar. It's very interesting because it had a breakdown there. And it's not even trading back inside that body yet. It's still bearish. And the Canadian dollar, wow. Huge decline off the high. And now we're trading green inside the body of last week. So again, huge tail on the bottom, body, bullish pin bar. That might be a potential reversal signal. If you understand reversal signals, wait for confirmation. So that one candle alone is not necessarily the trigger to go long. You want to get confirmation. It's a combination of candles. Swiss franc, just a consolidation. Here's the high for the year. And yeah, way down here. We're inside the range of last year. Australian dollar, been declining. US dollar is gaining strength against the Aussie dollar. Because when this goes higher, that's a strength to the Aussie dollar, but it's been declining, giving strength to the US dollar. Aussie dollar back inside the range from last year. And this week, we're at the record lows for the year. It's really bad for Australian dollar. Let's look at the Faang stocks. What are the Faang stocks? The big tech stocks. The big tech. The most popular ones. Maybe you heard of this one, Apple. Yeah, here's the all-time high for the year. What was the last week? We made a lower low, lower high, but the body and the current price action is inside the range of last week. Be interesting if we're gonna go higher and take out the high this week before the end of the week. Still not bad. It's inside the range of last week. Microsoft inside the range of last week. Look at that. Last week was all-time high. So Microsoft's even stronger. Amazon, oof. All-time high last week. And this week made a lower low, lower high, but barely inside the range of last week. But there's buyers stepping in here. Yep. Facebook, it's in decline. Past 3 weeks, lower lows, lower highs, even though we're back inside the range for last week. But Microsoft was looking much better. And Google, a company called Alphabet, the stock symbol Google. Look at that. Very strong. We're almost at the record high. Last week was the record high, but even perform even better than Microsoft. Outstanding. And Tesla struggles real. Here's the high for the year. We're near the lows of the year, and we're also back inside the range of last year. Here was the high of last year. We're below the high of last year. And that's not good. November, Victor, Delta, Alpha. There's a high for the this year. Back inside the range of last week and already above the midpoint of last week, making a fast recovery, way above the high of last year. Netflix, well, here's the high of the year, all the way back there. It's just struggling. Yeah, the past 2 weeks, lower lows, lower highs, way below the range of last week. Not so good. Bravo, Alpha, Alibaba. Record lows almost. Poor performance. Here's the high for the year. It's in a consolidation, but very weak. It's not leadership. So the takeaway is, which is the best looking currency? I just showed you. What's the best looking equity indexes? Wink, wink. I told you the best looking equity index, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100. I showed you what's the best looking currencies. They have the best looking futures. And the Faang stocks. Nothing wrong with rotating at different financial investments into the strength. So if you're in cryptocurrencies and they're not even at the high this week or last week or near the high of last week of this year, nothing wrong getting at them to go with winners. Cryptocurrency is not necessary leadership. Guys, if you like what I'm sharing, comment below. Better yet, subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. Let me know what you thought about this video, and please let me know what you want to see next. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel. By going below and clicking on my PayPal link, you can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe.